Oftentimes, the end of a human connection is characterized by a slow, imperceptible drift. It's a thoughtless separation, invisible, a friend you simply haven't quite felt like talking to for the past while. It's been a long while. You could theoretically speak to them at any time, but will you? Or maybe they simply haven't spoken to you. An end of effort on either end. It's an unconfronted goodbye, lacking emotional impact. You're spared the pain of facing the conclusion of something you cherish, but you're also robbed the opportunity to truly process what you're losing. Stories do not afford you this pernicious luxury. Well, not typically, not unless it's an evergreen franchise, and those can easily slip into a quiet goodbye as time passes and your interests change. Anyway, many stories just end. They take you on a journey, wrench an emotional investment out of you, a connection with its characters. Then, at last, they plop down at their final destination and wave goodbye to you. These characters, these people that you've connected with, they can't come with you. They can't continue on. There's simply no life left written for you to experience. Well, canonically anyway. I guess there's always fan fiction, but that's not really relevant to the point that I'm getting at. That point being, if you're willing to be emotionally vulnerable enough to open yourself up to a story, if the writing is compatible with you, chances are you're going to get meaningfully attached to the characters, especially if that story takes the form of a long-ass JRPG. At least that's how it is for me. I'm legitimately spending dozens of hours with these characters, hearing their voices and interacting with them to learn new things about them and overcome challenges together. The Trails franchise, for example, has several games of this, all compounding. Yeah, they're not real, but they're definitely activating something real in my brain, as art oft do. And those feelings bubble up in way more situations in my life than just when I'm consuming media. I recently finished Ys 9, and much like many other JRPGs, there's a segment at the very end of the game dedicated to saying goodbye to all the characters I've connected with. Ys in particular embodies adventure. Adol, the main character, never stays in one place for very long. Each game takes place in a new location with an almost entirely new cast of characters. This means many meetings, but it also necessitates many goodbyes. The game honors the goodbye. It holds weight. Besides Adol and Dogi, these characters will almost certainly never appear again. And the game knows that. The last minutes of the game are wholly dedicated to that severance. New merchants arrive at the town for the first time, and begin setting up shop for those after me. I take the time to cherish every bit of dialogue in this segment, stopping to speak to all that I pass. You see, I know the end is near. I knew it as I stood before the final dungeon, I knew it as I faced the final boss, and I know it now at its nearest. Side and main characters alike speak their last words. Thank you for everything, they say. They express gratitude and appreciation for the time we've spent, the journey we've journeyed. They express hope for their future, one that I'll never see, but one that I've influenced. Perhaps in an inimitable, impactful way, or perhaps in a minute, faint way, in a way nonetheless. And those most impacted express a muted melancholy at the imminent parting, that life will go on, but that they will remember me, miss me. A final look back and wave goodbye to all the friends that I've made, and I then disappear over the horizon. The credits roll and show them each living on to their fullest, enjoying the present that they and I fought for in the past, a present they could not have reached alone, at least not in this exact way. The last of the credits linger on Adol, me looking back as I ride away to my next journey, reminiscing and missing, left to reflect. about everything, but my thoughts especially linger on the characters. The characters that I've met, learned about, grew close with, and invested in. And I'm left to let go, to appreciate my time with them and move onward. This initial reflection is sullen, but there's a seed of gratefulness, of joy in my heart there, and that grows over time. Eventually, it all becomes a fond memory, perhaps not one brought up often, but a memory there regardless. And even the parts forgotten hold power by way of their mere existence in history. They altered my life experience and trajectory in some small way or another. Falcom, the developers of the game, love to end their JRPGs on a group photo of the main cast, a crystallization of the bonds formed. Though we are separate now, we were together once. Bitter to have ended, sweet to have existed. I probably don't need to tell you this, but this isn't just about a video game or video games or even art in general. Ultimately, these fictional representations of humanity have moved me, and though the vibrance of their lives may be behind me, the movement's displacement remains. And I think, in the end, that's deeply meaningful, a powerful, important piece of life, of real life, to move others, to be moved by them, and to keep moving forward. To truly appreciate the warmth of connecting with each other within each moment, and to embrace that sorrowful burden of departure as well. You cannot love without inviting future grief, but you also cannot be grieving unless you've gotten to experience the warmth of loving. You cannot lose what you never had, and that which you've once heartily held can always be found within your heart. Its effect does not need to be noticed to be felt, and it does not need to be felt to be significant. So although we must say goodbye now, and we'll never meet again, our time together is carved into my soul and yours, holding meaning, power, even if forgotten. And thank you. I'm glad we met.